Hey, what's up, y'all? On my vlog today, we're going to talk about as we age, the world has this defined definition of success. And one of the things that I've really struggled with since getting older is that people believe that I'm not successful or they have their definition of success for my life. Many of you probably experience this as well, but I find it interesting that people think as you get older, if you don't have kids, if you're not married, if you don't have the big house, if you don't have the cars and you go on the family vacations, you're not successful and that you're doing something wrong in life. It's super interesting because I have had all that in my life. I had that since that age I was 28, and I was married for 5 years, together 8 years, and we got a divorce when I was 36. And now I'm on the backside of that. A couple of years I spent just trying to figure out who I was and reinvent myself. And then the last year I got out of the military and I intentionally went out and did things that I wasn't able to do my entire life. Yet the judgment, the hatred, the conclusions that people have made about where I was at in my life as a result of me going out and enjoying my life for the first time in 20 years is compelling. It's honestly depressing how people make up this whole thing in their head, basically programmed since they were kids to think by this age I have to have kids, by this age I have to be married, by this age I have to have this promotion, and our whole world is planned for us. And it really starts in that family environment when we're a kid, but it's really beat into us in school of like what the expectations are to be when you are in like your 30s and approaching 40 and where you should be at life. So as I approach 40, I'm turning 40 in about 26 days, and I had this book come out, How to Stay Looking and Feeling 10 Years Younger, a book targeted towards men. It's through a man's lens, but 85% of it applies to women as well. I'm starting to feel like people are coming out of the woodworks feeling and saying negative things to me about where I'm at in my life and in my journey. And, one of the things I talk about all the time with people when they listen is when I was married, we would go to these married parties. And for those of you that are married out there and know what I'm talking about, you go to these married parties where it's 4 or 5 couples. The boys go over to one side of the room, drink their whiskey, talk about bullshit, whatever it is, and the women go on the other side and they talk about getting their nails done, their shopping, and whatever else women talk about, right? And you kind of all have your separate sides, and then you all come back to the middle for dinner, drinks, and then the boys go back and play, and the women go and do their thing. And that's kind of how the married couple thing goes. But what I found when I was married is many of those couples, those men, would tell me, I'm miserable, my wife and I aren't sleeping together, we haven't slept together for a long time, I really think I want a divorce, but I don't know how to do it, she takes all my money, I'm not happy, and it goes on and on and on. And I would say 3 out of the 5 couples in nearly every situation would articulate that to me. Ultimately, I went on and we got a divorce, and my marriage wasn't successful, and that's on me for some of the decisions I made and prioritizations of my life, which I talk about in my book, that had I been more intentional about managing what I call full send in the book, I probably would have had a more successful marriage. But it's fascinating to me that these folks and these people judge where you're at in life, yet so many people are miserable. What is the divorce rate up to 55, 60% now? So all these people, the hypocrisy of you should be at this stage of your life, and all these people are going through divorce or are miserable and staying in a relationship. I often tell this story that, when I was married, I think it was right before the end of my marriage, I had a friend of mine who, he's disappeared now, so the reason I say friend is this friend, 6 months before probably my marriage, he's telling me, I'm not attracted to my wife. We haven't had sex in a while. I think about other women when I masturbate. I wish I was with this other girl. I want to get a divorce, but I don't know how to do it. We're super religious, so that would be a problem, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think 6 months later, she gets pregnant. And guess what? They are now the happy, perfect couple on Instagram. They show their baby all the time. I think they have another one on the way. Who knows where this person's at in their relationship now? I sincerely hope that they're happy. But the reality is, when I was married and I would be around other men that were married and in these relationships or in these marriages, many people were unhappy. And so the folks that are judging me for where I'm at in my life, because I've already had the divorce and now I'm single doing whatever I want and not where you think I should be in my life, shame on you. It's fascinating, and I really hope that individuals out there that are in that situation are able to find the strength to go on and make the hard decisions, and find happiness in your life. Because I've found happiness and sincere pleasure in my life, being able to come and go and do whatever I want to do. So this is the end of my first vlog. Hope that this information helps some people out there. Again, as I get to 40 here soon, I'm starting just to reflect on some of the things. The book's coming out here July 9th, pre-order on Amazon. You can find out more if you're looking for a coach for fitness, diet, accountability. If you're looking for mindset change, you can find me on ericondemand.com. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help veterans out there. If you're a veteran struggling with anything in your life at all, reach out to me, Eric on Demand. You can fill out the form, Eric on Demand on Instagram. You can find me online. Reach out to me. I'm here to help you. Everyone stay blessed, stay young, take care.